Hello, Merry everything. Happy Vlogmas. Welcome to day 12. Thanks for sticking in there. It's halfway through. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, actually. And I really appreciate the comments back and forth that are going on in the comments section below. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Kate Madden. I live in Vancouver, British Columbia, an unceded coastal Salish territory. If you want to take a minute, this is not your first video on my channel, please subscribe, like the video, or like the other videos you've been watching. It just gives me an idea of what's out there and who's liking what I'm doing. I've been thinking about social media a lot lately and just kind of the boundaries that I have in place really to protect myself. I share a lot. I put myself in a lot of vulnerable positions by sharing to the level that I do, and I get a lot of messages from people who follow me, from friends and family in real life, like, hey, are you okay? Hey, how's it going? Hey, I saw that post. I have help, I have support, I have friends, I have family. Like, I'm good, I promise. Like, I'm not posting in the dark anymore. I have a support system, and I'm really grateful for the people in my life. But, you know, it also got me thinking about, like, who I connect with and who I allow to connect with me. And, you know, a key thing I think it just comes from my years in business, is a key thing I try to look at when I'm connecting with people is how will I add value to the conversation? And conversely, how will they add value to me? And so, like, you know, on Twitter, for example, I'm open on Twitter. Maybe sometimes to stream of consciousness, especially if I've been drinking. But, you know, like, I won't follow back people who don't have pictures or, you know, have numbers in their username where I think they're maybe a Russian bot, for example. I also, on Twitter, a lot of sissies, chasers will follow me, and I block them immediately. I'm not kink shaming. It's just, you're not going to use me for FAP material, really. So that's what it is, and it's not happening. On Instagram, again, you know, open connections. I won't follow back a private account, typically speaking. I just have found when I have, like, I'm like, oh, that looks like a trans girl. The stuff that's there, it just isn't stuff I want in my feed, and I feel really strongly about curating your feed. So, like, on Twitter, I've removed a lot of people who engage transphobes regularly. It's just the negativity and things that I see, they pop up as they're going back and forth, and it's really hard to stomach. You know, like, it's just constantly as you're scrolling, it's in your face, and I don't like it. So yeah, Twitter, Instagram, I'm 100% open. However, my DMs are not open. Like, they only work if I follow you, and the reason for that is I get a lot of hateful messages. I get a lot of dick pics. I get a lot of guys, you know, hey, hi, how are you? Hey, sexy, you know, like, just those one word messages over and over and over. A lot of bots as well. I'm a soldier stationed in Western Africa, and I need you to do me a favor, sort of thing. So I've set my privacy settings to make sure that I won't receive that. However, having said that, I am open to receiving DMs, and certainly, you know, on Reddit, I get a lot of messages there as well. Where I really struggle is when someone dumps a lot on me. Like, there's no warning. It's just, I get this long message about childhood trauma and or other trauma in their life, and I can't help. You know, I don't have the emotional capacity to take that on, A, and B, you know, I'm just some girl on the west coast of Canada who talks at a camera and, you know, puts her thoughts out into the world by her thumbs. You know, like, I'm not there as a professional, and that's usually my response is like, hey, I'm sorry that happened to you. I really hope you can get local professional support in your community. The chances of us having a sexual conversation online through DMs is zero, as, you know, people do try. There are a couple of trans girls I do have a crush on. I'll be really honest with you about that. And a couple I've tried to slide into their DMs, some with success, some without. But it's something that is a period of months and years. It's not gonna be just a random message. I love the connections online. I love making relationships online. And when I started transition, I had nowhere else to go. It was the only safe place was Reddit, was Instagram, was Twitter. And so it was where I went. And I did, meet people in real life. I have real life friends, from people I connected with on Reddit, on Instagram, on Twitter, people I've met with, people I've had dinner with, coffee with, people whom I visited in other cities. And I have a lot of respect for and who are still part of my support network. And it's a really powerful thing, just the way the internet has allowed us to connect with each other. But it's also got that flip side. Like I mentioned, someone who just comes at you really without consent is what it boils down to, is there's no consent and they're just dumping shit on you. And it becomes really hard. I will always try to help, or I will try to point people in the direction of help. But that doesn't mean that I can necessarily be the shoulder for that person to cry on. Because ultimately, like, I am just a stranger to most of you watching. Like, I share a lot, but I'm also an extrovert and I process externally, and it is something I have fun doing. So thank you for listening. And, for those of you who do connect with me, who we do message back and forth, or, in the comments, I do really appreciate it and want more. Like, if you've been watching the videos for a while, and I know some of you are just watching, that's been one of the cool things about this. People who I had no idea were watching are messaging me to say, hey, saw that video, or hey, where was Vlogmas day 11? I got a bunch of those messages. It's really cool, and so I really appreciate it, and I hope we can do more of that. That's my less than 10-minute version, just something on my mind today. And as we're halfway through, thanks so much for sticking it out. Maybe in the comments below, let me know a cool story about someone you've connected with online. I know the first time I connected with someone online, I went for coffee with, it was through BBS. That's how old I am. And we went for coffee, actually not far from here. Like 1995 or 1996. Or maybe it was IRC. It might have been IRC. Actually, not. I think it was IRC, actually. And if you don't know what IRC is, well, anyways, it was something we did in the 90s. Internet relay chat. It was really cool. I'm talking too much, blathering, and I haven't even had a drink yet. So, again, happy Vlogmas, day 12. Stick around for day 13. I've got some thoughts on vulnerability and intimacy that are kind of percolating. Might not happen tomorrow, but it's kind of part and parcel with the social media stuff. So, have a great day. It's Friday. I got to go run some errands, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.